All right, so I was doom scrolling on Instagram a little bit earlier today, and I came across this clip, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Now, I've shared this guy's content before. He basically went viral on Instagram saying that he thinks that Trump has dementia and a litany of other health issues, and then what he does is he basically like plays a clip and then gives his analysis of the symptoms that Trump is displaying. But this clip is different because he's actually issuing a dire warning to Republicans about how the safety of the entire world literally rests with them. So I'm going to play the clip and then I'm going to react.
This video is for the Republicans in Congress who have the power to impeach the president. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients who have dementia, just like I believe the president has. You have to impeach him. You have to. I believe, as well as many other clinicians, that the president has frontotemporal dementia. Clinicians have been saying this for over a decade now. The frontal and temporal lobes inside of his skull are shrinking because the neurons are dying. Senator Mark Warner said that he misinterpreted the intelligence data that he was given regarding attacking Iran. He didn't misinterpret it. He can't interpret it. He can't. Now, he's capable of very high levels of paranoia because he knows what's in those files. This is why he's doing this. But he cannot assess risk-reward in his own mind. He is what many clinical people have called a malignant narcissist. But now, because of the frontotemporal dementia, the guardrails that would hide some of that stuff are disappearing. So he will literally go to any length to keep what's in those files from coming out, including World War III. He will. You may say that's absurd for him to think that he would do that. He 100% will. He will. So you guys have to do this. You have to. This is an inflection point in history that if you are on the wrong side of, we will never forgive you. Forget about the midterms. None of you will ever see public service ever again, if not the inside of a jail cell. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
You have to impeach him. You have to impeach him. And honestly, like what he's talking about with having dementia, this is more like a 25th Amendment issue. I feel like the difference between the two is you impeach somebody if they literally like break the law or do something wrong where they shouldn't have done it. 25th Amendment is like, you're just not physically or mentally capable of doing the job anymore. And in Trump's case, it's both. He needs to be impeached and they should do the 25th Amendment. Obviously, his physical health is completely falling apart. His mental health is completely falling apart. But reason number 27 down the list of reasons why Trump shouldn't be president is the fact that he has dementia. He should be impeached for so many things, not just the fact that he has dementia. Like, he literally commits crimes every single day. And going to war with Iran was one of them. Now, this guy brings up that this war has everything to do with the Epstein files. Totally agree. I've been saying that from the very beginning. Epstein was Mossad. Israel has wanted to do this war with Iran for over 4 decades. That's Benjamin Netanyahu's own words. And we know that because Israel has the Epstein files and because Epstein's houses were bugged, that they very clearly have dirt on Trump. And so if Netanyahu says, hey, we're going to attack Iran, and I don't know if there's necessarily a quid pro quo, like, hey, if you don't help us, we're going to release the tapes on you. But, I feel like it's pretty easy to connect the dots on that one. Now, when he talks about the fact that he's a malignant narcissist as well, that's super important because of the fact that, Trump will literally do anything to protect himself because the only thing he cares about is protecting his own ass, even if that means starting World War III. You think he cares that he's killing, thousands of people in Iran? You think that he cares that he's putting the lives of U.S. soldiers at risk? Do you think that he cares about all these other countries in the region that are getting bombed? Do you think that he cares that he's upended the global market and he's causing massive inflation because of this stupid, offensive, illegal war of choice that he and Netanyahu decided to start? No, he does not care. None of those things register to Trump. The only thing he cares about is basically self-preservation at this point. And he doesn't care that it makes him look bad, because it would look way worse if the tapes actually came out. And I guarantee you, like I said, I guarantee you there was that email that was between Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, where he said literally that Trump is in my house with one of the victims and has been there for hours. What do you think they were doing? What do you think they were doing? So he knows that this is like, he has to do anything and everything that Israel says and that Netanyahu says, because he does not want that information to come out. And there's a reason why the DOJ still has not released 3 million, over half of the Epstein files, of the stuff that we already know. It's already really, really, really bad. He's mentioned over 1 million times in the Epstein files that we already have. Think about what is in the files that they are refusing to release. And I think the important point to end on before we move on to what's about to happen in Iran, or what seems like is about to happen in Iran, is the fact that history will judge this moment and will judge the people who are in power, not just Trump and his cabinet, but the people who have the ability to actually stop this. And that's why this message is going out to Republicans. Like, the Democrats impeached him twice, and the Republicans fought him every step of the way. And this time around, it's like, there is no question. He cannot be in power anymore. Trump cannot be in power anymore. Like, he physically can't do it. He mentally can't do it. He also needs to be in prison. He is a ridiculous criminal. Like, he's a war criminal. He's done God only knows how many financial crimes. He's so corrupt, it's pathetic. But you have to stop him before it gets worse, because, like, this is already almost worst case scenario. This is already basically World War III. So I want to get into what he's musing about doing right now because of how badly the war is going. Trump is threatening to bomb Iranian power plants. Again, a war crime. Bombing civilian infrastructure is a war crime. And Iran is saying, look, if you do this, we are going to make the Middle East unrecognizable. Like, we're going to take it out on literally everyone else. And this whole thing is over the Strait of Hormuz, which I guess they didn't plan for. They like didn't realize how important that one shipping lane is, where like over 20, or I think it's like 30% of the world's oil and natural gas comes out of there. All of our fertilizer comes out of there. So much of like global trade has to move through that waterway. And because the strait is shut down, there are people that are allowed to move their goods in and out. Like, the Chinese are getting oil. The Iranians are still moving their oil tankers, but they're not letting anybody else go through. And this is so insane. Like, Trump is threatening NATO. He's threatening NATO and saying, like, look, if you guys don't help us, then we're gonna, take Greenland. History will not judge this favorably. And the reason why this message going to Republicans is so important is because the Republicans are the ones who have the power to actually remove him. The Republicans are, not the Democrats. The Democrats don't hold the majority right now. And even though it's a midterm year, and even if the Democrats somehow take back, I fully anticipate that the Republicans are going to do every kind of fuckery possible to try and rig the midterms. I honestly don't know if it's going to be enough, because of how unpopular this war is and how unpopular Trump and everything that they've done has been to this point. His approval rating is like 35%. Nobody likes him. The only people that like him are MAGA mouth breathers. The only people that like even Republicans know that like this is deeply unpopular, but they also know that like their political future relies on whether they pay fealty to the God King, who is a diaper wearing dementia duck. Like he's not even going, he's going to be termed out at the end of this at 28 if he even lives that long. So why is this the hill that the Republicans are dying on? Defending this guy who's starting World War III, who's causing a global energy crisis, who's killing people for literally no reason. Like, Iran had no plans of attacking the United States. Iran had no plans of making a nuclear weapon. The only reason he's doing this, as I've stated, as this guy has stated, as most people find to be pretty obvious, is the fact that Israel wanted this war. Israel has the dirt on Trump. Trump is in the files. He doesn't want more information to get out. He's doing this because he's trying to protect himself. And because he's a malignant narcissist, he literally does not care who has to die or what happens to the world economy or whatever. He does not care. He will do anything to make sure that this stuff does not come out, but like it's going to come out regardless. Like you can't stop this. Everybody knows this already. The only thing that we don't have is the hard evidence because his own DOJ will not release the rest of the files. But it's not like we don't know. And if Trump and Netanyahu continue to climb the escalation ladder and start bombing more Iranian infrastructure, like if they bomb their power plants, really? You're going to try and take out the power of a country that has over 90 million people living there? And like, what do you think the Iranian response is going to be? Like, they're just going to respond in kind. Somebody has to stop this. Somebody has to stop this. And the bloodthirsty, neocon, rapture prepper, frickin' maniacs surrounding Trump are not going to be the ones to do it. So it has to come from Congress. It has to come from Republicans in Congress specifically, because they're the ones that hold power. They're the ones that can stop this. And this is the only chance that you actually look favorable in the history books, is that you decided to find that one tiny modicum of decency to stop World War III from happening, and to not just like save the country, but save the rest of the planet, because this is only going to get worse and worse and worse the longer it goes on. Anyway, guys, on that happy note, hope y'all are having a great Sunday, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.